her eyes are so huge in this movie. It would be fine if everyone else's eyes were that big, but she's the only one with those big eyes, and they just stare into your soul. So Alita Battle Angel is a story of a cyborg who was found in a scrapyard, totally jacked up, has no memory of her past life, and she's rescued by this guy named Dr. Ido, who gives her a new body and, great new life. But now she has to navigate through the really tough streets of Iron City and just really figure out who she is and where she belongs in this new world. And as usual, let me give a huge shout out to my mom, Carmen Haynes, for suggesting I watch this film. She literally called me and was like, "This is the next movie you need to review. Alita, Battle Angel." And I was like, "Okay, Mom, geez." But thank you very much, Mom. Love you. When I first saw the trailer for this movie, months back, I assumed it was going to be pretty whack. It looked pretty lame. But then when I actually saw it, I was surprised. It was really good. I had a great time watching it. And a big part of that was because of Alita. She's a great character. And she's played by this actress named Rosa Salazar, who did a phenomenal job portraying her. She's this perfect blend of adorable, real innocent, because she had memory loss, so she's not aware of the world really, so she's learning things, and she's eating an orange, and she's like, "I love oranges, so delicious." I'm like, "You're adorable." But then the next scene, she's smashing a robot's face against a brick wall, and I was like, "Oh snap, you're pretty awesome too. That was boss." And she really carried this whole film. It was just, you enjoyed watching her. You were rooting for her the entire time. And they had other really good actors in this film. Christoph Waltz was the Dr. Ido that, rescues Alita. And then I was really excited because Mahershala Ali, I'm really hoping I said his name right, he was in this movie. He's the main antagonist of the film. I was excited to see him. But it was lame because he wasn't really the main antagonist. He was more like a conduit for the main bad guy of the overall story. So most of the movie he was being possessed by this main bad guy called Nova, and you didn't really get to see Ali for who he is. You didn't really get to see what he can do, and that was disappointing. I was really looking forward to him as a really cool villain, because he looked cool in the trailers. And then there were a few points in the movie where they said really corny lines, and you're just like, "Oh, that was kind of whack." But then you totally forget about that because the action scenes that took place right after the corny lines were just super awesome. Alita destroys everything. She's a boss. And at first I was worried about that because she just fights really well because she's a cyborg. And I was like, I've seen cyborgs that can't fight. There's plenty of them in this movie. But then, it actually gives you a backstory. She was actually a super cyborg soldier in the past. And you're like, okay, cool, makes sense. That's why she's able to kill everything in this movie, basically. But they do a fantastic job with the visuals and the animation and in all the fight scenes. This is really cool and creative, and you're just the whole movie, you're just "Ooh, what's next? Come on, let's go, more. And it's just giving you all the action. It's take more action. And you're like, yes, I'm catching all the action. I love it. I'm glad I went to go see this movie. I had low expectations for it going into it, but I had a lot of fun coming out. I was happy I saw it. Just the action, especially the action. It was just so captivating. It kept your focus the entire time. Not once was is it over yet? I was like, "Ooh, what's next? What's next?" And yeah, if you love action, go see this movie. And it ends on a cliffhanger, so a sequel's on the way. I'll definitely gonna see the sequel. I don't know about you. I'll be there. This doesn't get a heroic rating. It gets a Captain Marvel heroic rating. Well, that's all I got for you guys today. Do you agree or disagree with my review? Let me know down in the comments below. And please don't forget to leave any movie suggestions or films you'd like to see me review in the future. And tune in next week because I'm going to review the Lego Movie 2, the second part. And I'm really excited for that one. I loved the first one. Let's see how I like the second one. And thank you all so much for your support. I'll see you all next week.